In Islamic theology, jinn, also spelt jinn or genies, are supernatural beings created by Allah from smokeless fire, as mentioned in the Quran. They exist alongside angels and humans, forming the three main creations with free will. Jinn possesses free will, allowing them to choose between good and evil, similar to humans. Like humans, they are accountable for their deeds and can be either believers, Muslims, or unbelievers, kafir, depending on whether they accept God's guidance. Although generally invisible, jinn are supposed to be composed of thin and subtle bodies and can change at will. They favor a snake form, but can also choose to appear as scorpions, lizards, or humans. Jinn is mentioned approximately 29 times in the Quran. By that, the Quran confirms their existence to Muslims but does not elaborate on them any further. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was sent as a prophet to both human and jinn communities, and that prophets and messengers were sent to both communities. Unlike humans, jinn are not vicegerents of the earth. Al-Baqarah only credits Adam as a successor, Khalifa. However, some exegetes, like Tabari, argue that jinn inherited the world before and that when angels complain about God creating humans who will shed blood, they link humans to the jinn who ruled the earth previously. In the story of Prophet Solomon, peace be upon him, it is implied that the jinn lives on the earth alongside humans. Prophet Solomon, peace be upon him, is granted dominion over humans, ants, birds and jinn. The jinn served him as soldiers and builders of the first temple. According to the Quran, when Prophet Solomon, peace be upon him, died, the jinn did not recognize that his soul had left his body until he fell to the ground. This is understood to be proof that the jinn, despite being generally invisible themselves, do not know the unseen, al-ghaib. The jinn are also mentioned in collections of canonical hadiths. According to the reports of the hadiths, the jinn eat like humans, but instead of fresh food, they prefer rotten flesh and bones. Another hadith advises closing doors and keeping children closed at night for the jinn to go around and snatch things away. One hadith divides them into three groups, with one type of jinn flying through the air, another that are snakes and dogs, and a third that moves from place to place like humans. This account parallels the jinn to humans, similar to the Quran, as another hadith divides humans into three groups, with one kind which is like a four-legged beast, who is said to remain ignorant of God's message, a second one which is under the protection of God, and the last one with the body of a human, but the soul of a devil, shaitan. The notion that jinn can possess individuals is generally accepted by the majority of Muslim scholars, and considered part of the doctrines, Aqidah, of the people of the Sunnah, in the tradition of Ash'ari. A minority of Muslim scholars, associated with the Mu'tazila, denied that jinn could possess a human physically, asserting they could only influence humans by whispering to them, like the devils do. On the Day of Judgment, jinn, like humans, will be held accountable for their actions. Those who have done good deeds and followed the path of righteousness will be rewarded, while those who have committed sins will face consequences. One key prophecy related to jinn is found in the Quran, specifically in Surah Al-Jinn, chapter 72. In this surah, a group of jinn narrates their experience of coming to hear the recitation of the Quran by the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. The jinn acknowledge the truth of the message and the guidance provided in the Quran. It's important to approach these prophecies and narrations with an understanding of their context and the broader teachings of Islam. The primary focus is on the oneness of Allah, the prophethood of Muhammad, peace be upon him, and the guidance provided in the Quran for both humans and jinn.